calling high and low can be a lot of fun. All you gotta do is make the right call, and you'll win a ton on Card Sharks! And here's the master of the cards, Jose Cazares. Alright everyone, welcome into another exciting edition of Card Sharks right here at the MVG Studios. We're glad you could be here with us tonight. And yes, you heard right, I actually came up with a poem of my own for once. I may get fired after doing it, but we'll find out momentarily. But anyways, in our last show we had a champion. We crowned once again a new champion. And he is currently going for win number 3, coming in with a total so far of $15,500 and 2 wins. Let's welcome back the Flat Bro Kid, Scott Michels.
Hey, that's me.
Glad to have you back with us, Scott. You took down a very worthy champion in Kevin Henry on our last episode. Do you think that... Now, you also managed to beat James, I think, in a shutout as well, and here you are facing another tough opponent here as you go for win number 3. Do you think you'll be able to head back to the money cards?
Well, that's gonna depend on how the cards treat me today.
Well, they've treated you well so far, and you are hoping that they treat you well going forward. So best luck to you tonight, and let's welcome in your challenger for this first episode. Or for this first game, I should say. For his first time playing here on Card Sharks, we welcome him in, Mr. Aaron Glenn.
Hello, everybody. Hello.
Glad to have you here with us, Aaron. Why don't you go ahead and tell the folks a little bit about yourself since this is your first time.
Okay, well, I'm 38 years old. Currently work for Amazon, and when I'm not working, I like to chill at home, sometimes go out with family and stuff, read music, video games, and of course I'm doing my YouTube thing.
Wow, you got quite the busy lifestyle then if you're doing all that much. I bet some money could help alleviate that lifestyle a little bit.
Yeah, I really need to win some today.
Well, hey, it's all going to depend on how these cards treat you, so I wish you the best luck as well.
Thanks.
Alright, so, gentlemen, you obviously know how we play our little game here. The object is to make your way to the other side of the board by correctly calling high-low across the board. The first person that reaches the end wins the game. It takes 2 game wins to win a match. The person who wins the match becomes our champion and goes on to the money cards where they can win up to $32,000 in cash. However, in order to go for those money cards, in order to get control of the cards, they got to get a high-low toss-up question correct. So with that said, let's get started with our first round of the game here. And our first question, which will always go to our champion. So, Scott, this one goes to you. Alright. Okay, Scott, this one's a long one, so pay attention.
Okay.
We asked 100 school bus drivers, which could you use more on your job? Earplugs or throat lozenges? How many of those bus drivers said they could use more earplugs?
Oh, gosh, there's a lot of screaming kids. There's also a lot of bus drivers who might come down with a cold because of that. I feel like more would need earplugs, though. I'm going to say, let's go 70.
He says 70 out of 100 bus drivers would rather have more earplugs than throat lozenges. Aaron, higher or lower than 70?
I feel like it might be lower than that, so I'll say lower.
Alright, going lower than that. Alright, if it is lower, you will have control of the cards first, Aaron. If not, it'll be our champion. The actual number of school bus drivers who could use more earplugs on their job than throat lozenges is 64. It is lower. Oh, and Scott, you were right there in the ballpark. All right, but with that being said, Aaron, you've got control. Oh, hold on, not that one. There we go. So, Aaron, you've got control of the cards. First, let's take a look at your opening base card. You have a 5. Now, you won the question, so you have the right to change it if you would like.
Let's keep it. Let's go higher.
All right, keeping it going higher than the 5. Oh, no, it's a 3.
Oh,
Wow.
So you lose that. No progress made there. And that gives our champion a free chance to play off a 6, which you cannot change since you did not win the question.
Oh, higher.
Higher than the 6, it's an 8.
Freeze.
He's had a history with those cards, so he is playing it safe and freezing it right there, taking the 1 card advantage over Aaron. Alright, and that now takes us to our second question. Now I can do this. And Aaron gets this second question. Oh, this one could be a little evil here. Alright, Aaron. We asked 100 single women. Have you ever given someone a fake phone number? How many said that they had?
I'm pretty sure they did, unless the guys was probably like annoying or something. I'll go 55.
He says 55 out of 100 have given someone a fake phone number. Scott, higher or lower than 55?
Every woman I know has done that if the guy asks, so I'm gonna say higher.
I was about to say, I think, well, never mind. I'm not gonna go into detail about that, but I'm not gonna lie to you. I've met some girls that have done it as well. But let's find out what our survey said here. The actual number of single women who have ever given someone a fake phone number is 76. It is higher. All right. Yeah, apparently a good majority of those women don't like the guys that they give those numbers to anyway. But I digress. All right. So, Scott, you've got control, and you have that 8 that you can now change.
Please do that.
All right, the 8 goes away, and we replace that 8 with a king.
It lagged, and I thought it was another 8 for a second. I'll go lower.
All right, going lower than the king, it's a 10.
I'm gonna say lower again.
Playing on, going lower than the 10. It's a 3.
Higher.
For game number 1 and another $1,000 higher than the 3, it's a jack. He's done it. All right, Scott, well done to you, sir. You have picked up the first game of the match. You picked up another $1,000, so you now go up to $16,500 for your championship run. And all you need is to win one more game, and you'll have your 3rd win. All right, now, Aaron, it is still early. You can very well come back from this. I've seen people do this before.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's go ahead and clear the board up here and get things set up for our second round. All right, in our second round for our first question, the challenger gets the question. So, Aaron, this first one goes to you.
Okay.
Aaron, we asked 100 women, who would you rather have dinner with? Brad Pitt or Abraham Lincoln? How many of those 100 women chose Brad Pitt?
I'm pretty sure that's a high number. I'll say 71.
You said 71?
Right. Yeah, 71.
All Alright, he says 71 would rather have dinner with Brad Pitt over Honest Abe. Higher or lower than 71, Scott?
I still think it's going to be higher.
Think higher than that. Okay. Alright, well, let's find out together then. The actual number of women who would rather have dinner with Brad Pitt over Abraham Lincoln is 45. It is not higher.
Wow.
Yeah, apparently they much rather have dinner with a historical figure than a, I guess, stereotypical hot guy or whatever. I don't know where I'm going with this. But anyways, Aaron, you've got control. So let's go ahead and show you your opening base card. You have a 9.
Change it.
Alright, changing the 9, and we replace it with a 4.
A little bit. That's better. Higher.
He's going higher than the 4. It's a 7.
Higher.
Playing on, going higher than the 7. It's a queen.
Lower.
Going lower than the queen. It's a 6.
Freeze.
And freezing it right there, needing only 1 card to tie up the match. And he keeps Scott away from his cards. Oh, things are getting interesting now. Let's go on now to our second question of the game. And Scott, this one goes to you.
Was I too late to call my long shot?
Oh, no, we're not doing this again. Alright, but anyways, Scott, the question goes to you.
Okay.
Scott, we asked 100 dentists, excuse me. Do you enjoy pulling teeth? How many admitted that they do?
Well, my sister's a dental hygienist, and I think she does like that, but she can also be kind of sadistic at times.
Whoa.
So,
This question just got dark.
I'm gonna say 30.
Alright, he says 30 out of 100 enjoy pulling teeth. Aaron, higher or lower than 30?
I got a feeling it might be a little bit higher, so I'll say a little bit higher.
Alright, he says higher than that. Alright, the actual number of dentists who do enjoy pulling teeth and have admitted to it is 60. It is higher.
Ooh.
Got a bunch of sadistic dentists apparently with this survey. Alright, Aaron, you've got control and you have that 6.
Change it.
He is changing the 6 and we replace it with a 4.
Alright, let's go higher.
To tie up the match and pick up $1,000, higher than the 4? No, it's a 3!
Oh.
I am sorry, Aaron. You'll lose that card. You remain where you are, and that means Scott gets a free chance to play off a 7.
Oh, yay. Higher.
Higher than the 7. It's a 10.
Lower.
Playing on, lower than the 10. It's a deuce.
Higher.
Higher than the 2. No, it's another deuce. You lose all 3 of those cards and go back to the 7. Oh man, nobody making any progress on their part, and that means we now have to go on to our third question of the round. So Aaron, this one goes to you. Alright, let's all settle down here with this next one. Oh boy. Aaron, we asked 100 people, have you ever talked to a celebrity? How many said that they had?
Pretty sure that's gonna be a good number. I mean, I've talked to a few myself. I used to work at the airport. I would say, let's go 60.
Alright, he says 60 out of 100 have. Scott, higher or lower than 60?
I'm gonna say lower.
He says lower than that. Alright, the actual number of people who have ever talked to a celebrity is 50, right up the middle. It is lower.
Oh,
Wow. Okay.
I started to say 50.
Alright, so Scott, you've got control, and you have that 7.
I'm gonna change it.
Changing the 7, it goes away, and we replace it with a 6, a little better.
Okay. Higher.
Higher than the 6, it's an 8.
Oh, freeze. I'm gonna freeze it there.
Alright, freezing it right there, needing only 3 cards to take the match. However, that now brings us to our 4th question of the round. It is sudden death, so that means somebody has to win on this next play of the cards. And the question goes to Scott. Alright, Scott, for this one, we asked 100 rideshare drivers, aka
Okay.
people who use Uber, Lyft, etc. Have you ever kept something a customer left in your car? How many said that they had?
I think if it's something small, they just keep it. I'm gonna copy Aaron from the last one and say 60.
Alright, so he says 60 out of 100 would do this, or have done it. Aaron, higher or lower than 60?
I'm gonna go lower.
Going lower than that.
Yeah.
Alright, for all important control of the cards here. The actual number of rideshare drivers who have ever kept something a customer left in their car is 21. It is way lower.
Wow.
Alright, Aaron, you have the decision. So here is what's going down. You have a 4. You can of course change it, and you would have to call this one card correctly. Otherwise, Scott wins the match. However, you have control. You can force Scott to play off the 8, which he cannot change, and he would have to call 3 cards correctly. And if he misses even 1, you tie up the match. It's your call. What do you want to do?
Oh man. You know, I'm just gonna put faith in my own hands. I'm gonna play my 4 and I'm gonna go higher.
Gonna play it yourself? Alright. Keeping the 4 and you're going higher?
Yes.
Alright. Taking matters into his own hands to pick up $1,000 and to tie up this match. Higher than the 4? It's an ace! We have a tie game! Alright, Aaron, well done to you. You have tied up the match at 1 apiece, and you pick up $1,000 that is yours to keep no matter how you do the rest of this game. But that does mean that we now have to go to another tiebreaker to determine a winner. So, let's go ahead and get the board ready here. As I will say that we have 3 cards in our tiebreaker round and only 1 question. And the champion always gets the question in the tiebreaker. So, Scott, it goes to you.
Okay.
And this one's a doozy. We asked 100 people, would you trust personal advice from Dr. Phil? How many said yes?
I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to split up the middle. 50.
He is going right in the middle with 50. Aaron, higher or lower than 50?
Oh boy. I'm gonna go a little bit higher.
He says higher than that. Alright. Once again, for all important control of the cards, the actual number of people who would trust personal advice from Dr. Phil is 37. It is not higher. All right, so Scott, you have the decision. So I'm going to start by revealing both of your base cards. Aaron has a 3.
Ooh.
And you have a 7. Now, knowing that you can, of course, change it, you would have to call both cards correctly if you decide to go for it, and then if you make a mistake, Aaron becomes the new champion. Of course, you can pass. Aaron would have to play off those 2 cards, and if he makes a mistake, you pick up your 3rd win. It's all going to come down to this decision. What's it going to be?
I can't risk it when Aaron has a 3. I'm going to take control, and I am going to change the card.
All right, taking faith in his own hands. The 7 goes away, an all-important change here. The 7 becomes a king.
Okay, lower.
Lower than the king. No, it's a king! We have a new champion! Congratulations, Aaron. You pick up another $1,000, and you are the new champion with $2,000.
Good game.
Good game.
You're going to be playing the money cards in just a moment. But first, we have to say goodbye to a worthy champion here in Scott, who, unfortunately, it was a pair that ultimately ended up being his downfall.
That 3rd card is a king.
Well, let's see if let's find out. Was it a king? No, it was a queen.
I saw the face that I thought it was for a second.
Don't worry. They weren't all kings, but Scott, I am sorry. You gave it a valiant effort there at the end, and unfortunately, just the cards decided that this was the time to dethrone you. But you still have fun with us regardless.
Yeah, I definitely did.
Well, hey, you are definitely not leaving out of here empty-handed. We're gonna let you keep the $1,000 that you picked up in round 1, and you leave us this season with a total of $16,500.
I will take that.
And we will hopefully look forward to having you back to try and improve on that total as you try to start a new championship run.
All right.
Now, Aaron, before we take a quick pause here for the commercial break, let's play the what-if game here. Had Scott decided to pass to you, what would your call have been on the 3?
Higher.
It would have been a 6.
Higher.
And you would have lost.
Oh, wow.
So it was set up for the opponent to win either way.
What is up with these cards?
My goodness. All right, but Aaron, what matters is you are the new champion, and you are going to be playing the money cards here in just a moment. But first, we're going to take a quick pause and head to a commercial break, but we'll be right back to see how Aaron does right after this on Card Sharks. Stay with us. Welcome back to Card Sharks. We're here with our new champion, Aaron Glenn, who has $2,000 and dethroned a 2-time champion in Scott Michels. But now, Aaron, you're going to have the opportunity to try and win a whole lot more money. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, then let's get to the money cards. All right, so you know how this works. But for those that don't, we're going to start you off at the bottom row here with $200 of betting money. You make your way across those 3 cards, calling high-low. Then we move you up to the second row, give you another $400, and you do the same thing there. The minimum bets are $50 until you get to the big bet, where you have to bet at least half of your money, and you can change 1 card per row with the spare cards on the left side of the board. And if you should call successful double all the way across the board here, you'll win $32,000. That being said, Aaron, I wish you the best of luck. Let's get the cards ready here. Give you $200 of betting money and start with your base card, which is this, a 9.
Change your number 2.
All right, using the 1 change for this row, the 9 goes away, and we replace it with a 6.
Okay, let's go $50 higher.
All right, going the minimum bet. Higher than the 6, it's a 7. All right, you have $250 and a 7.
Okay, let's go 50 higher.
All right, minimum bet again. Higher than the 7. No, it's a 3, but you played it safe. You're back down to 200 with a 3.
You know what? All of it higher.
Now he's playing risky, all $200. Higher than the 3, it's a queen. All right, you're up to $400. We move that queen up to the second row, give you another $400. You have $800 and a queen.
700 lower.
All right, he is going $700. Lower than the queen, it's a deuce. $1,500 and a card you cannot lose on.
All of it higher.
May as well, all $1,500. Higher than the 2, it's a 6. You're up to $3,000.
Let's change it with number 3.
All right, using the change for this row, the 6 goes away, and we replace it with a 9.
So, 200 lower.
All right, going with a conservative bet here. $200. Lower than the 9, it's a deuce.
Well,
All right, Aaron, we move that deuce up to the second row, or to the third row, excuse me. You currently have $3,200 here. So excited I can barely speak. You have to bet at least $1,600, but you can of course bet more. What is your big bet on this deuce?
all of it higher.
So, and again, you cannot lose here, so you're either going to have $3,200 or $6,400 if this card is higher than a deuce. It's a 6. He's done it. $6,400. Nicely done there, Aaron. We take that $6,400 and add it to the $2,000 you picked up in the main game. You now have a one-game total of $8,400.
Right.
And you're going to be facing another opponent here as you try to go for your second win. And we will meet that next opponent right after this here on Card Sharks. Stay with us. Welcome back, everybody, to Card Sharks here. We are here with our champion, Aaron Glenn, who just picked up over $6,000 in the money cards. So, Aaron, you currently have a one-game total of $8,400, and now are you ready to meet your next opponent as you try to go for win number 2?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, another first-timer here on Card Sharks. We welcome him in. Another Packers fan, huh? They seem to be coming and going with every episode that we do. But let's welcome in Mr. Neil Cernitsky.
Hello.
Glad to have you here with us, Neil. Aside from what I just mentioned, what else should we know about you?
I'm 34 years old. I am a Packers fan because I was born and raised and live and probably going to die here in Wisconsin. So, yeah, let's just play the game.
Yeah, short, sweet, and to the point. Gotta love that. All right, but Neil, we are glad to have you here, and we wish you the best of luck here tonight against the worthy champion here. And Aaron, you think you'll be able to take the title from him?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, lots of confidence going into it. I like it. All right, in that case, let's not make you wait any longer and get right to our game. All right, so we know how this game works. Let's go right to our first round and our first question. So, Aaron, this one goes to you. All right, Aaron, we asked 100 parents, do you watch more TV shows aimed at kids than at adults? How many said they watched more TV shows aimed at kids?
I feel like it might be a kind of like a low kind of number. I'm gonna say 21.
He says 21 out of 100 parents do watch more TV shows that are aimed at kids. Neil, higher or lower than 21?
Well, all of us about our age in our 30s and a little younger than that are all watching old shows from our childhood. So I'm going to say the number's higher.
All right, he says higher than that. All right, the actual number of parents who watch more TV shows that are aimed at kids than at adults is 43. It is higher. All right, so our challenger gets control for the first time here, and Neil, let's take a look at your opening base card. You have an ace.
Thank you. A lower.
Lower than the ace. It's a queen.
Ooh, I will go lower again.
Going on, lower than the queen. It's an 8.
Freeze.
Raising right there, needing only 2 cards to pick up the first win of the match, and keeps Aaron away from his cards. With that said, we now go on to our second question of the round. And Neil, this one goes to you.
All right, bring it on.
Oh boy. Neil, we asked 100 millennials. Do you prefer when someone calls you instead of texting? How many said that they preferred when someone calls?
Ooh, I guess that would depend on the situation on why they're trying to contact you, but I'm gonna say that's gonna be about 43.
Alright, he says 43 out of 100 prefer calls over texts. Aaron, higher or lower than 43?
I agree with him, but I think that number is going to be a little bit higher.
Says higher than that. Alright. The actual number of millennials who prefer that someone call them instead of texting them is 39. It is not higher. Again, Neil, you were in the ballpark right there with that one. Just overshot it a bit, but it's all right. You picked up control once again, and you have that 8.
All right, like a dirty diaper, let's change it.
All right, the 8 goes away, and we replace it with a 10. A little better.
All right, let's go lower.
Going with the odds lower than the 10. It's a deuce.
Higher, please.
For game 1 of the match and $1,000, higher than the deuce. It's a queen. He's done it. All right, Neil, well done to you there. You pick up the first game of the match, and you also pick up $1,000, which is yours to keep no matter how you do the rest of this game. And just like that, you are up 1-0. All you need is one more win, and you'll become the new champion. Now, Aaron, you just came back from a deficit like this before, so you can very well do it again. With that being said, let's go ahead and get the board ready for our second round. Alright, round 2, our challenger gets the first question this time. So, Neil, it goes to you. Alright, Neil, we asked 100 New York fashion models. Very specific. Is it important that the person you date be good looking? How many of those fashion models said yes?
Well, as we all know, this is right up my alley. Now, that is a tricky question. I'm gonna say 40.
40?
Yes, 40.
Alright, he says 40 out of 100 do think that good looks matter. Aaron, higher or lower than 40?
I'm going to go higher.
Going higher than that. Alright? The actual number of New York fashion models who do think that it is important that the person they date be good looking is 60. It is higher.
Ooh, okay.
Well, they're models for crying out loud, so looks are pretty much their life at that point. Alright, so Aaron, you've got control of the cards for the first time. And let's take a look at your opening base card. You have a 5.
Okay, I'll keep it. Let's go higher.
Alright, keeping it going higher than the 5. It's a 9.
Lower.
He's playing it, going lower than the 9. It's a 7.
Freeze.
Freezing it right there, and now he only needs 2 cards to tie up the match. And he keeps Neil away from his cards. Alright, and with that, we now go on to our second question of the round. And Aaron, this one goes to you.
Alright.
Oh, Oh, they just keep getting better with each new one that we have, because this one's interesting. All right, Aaron, we asked 100 restaurant servers. Have you ever blamed your own mistakes on the cooks? How many said that they had?
Wait, repeat the question one more time,
Sure.
please.
We asked 100 restaurant servers. Have you ever blamed your own mistakes on the cooks? How many said that they had?
I'm gonna go up in the middle. Let's say 50.
Oh, go with the middle trap card here and going 50. All right, Neil, higher or lower than 50?
All right. Can you repeat the question one more time?
Sure. This one's a little complex. All right, we asked 100 restaurant servers. Have you ever blamed your own mistakes on the cooks? How many said that they had?
Blame your own mistakes on the cook. I'm going to say it's lower.
He says lower than that. All right. The actual number of restaurant servers who have ever blamed their own mistakes on the cooks is 33. It is lower. Yeah, I guess a good amount of them would rather take the blame themselves. All right, so Neil, you've got control of the cards for the first time in this round. And here is your opening base card. You have a 9.
Ooh. Change it, please.
All right, changing it, the 9 goes away, and we replace it with a 4.
That's better. Higher.
Going higher than the 4, it's a queen.
Lower.
Playing on, lower than the queen, it's an 8.
Freeze.
And just like that, he ties up this round. Both players needing 2 cards to take the mat, or to take the game here. All right, Art, now we go on to our third question of the round. And Neil, this one goes to you. Speaking of cooks, Neil, we asked 100 married women. Is your husband a good cook? How many said yes?
Could be a little bit of a medium number. I'm going to say 64.
All right, he says 64 out of 100's husbands are good cooks. Aaron, higher or lower than 64?
I feel like it's gonna be lower, so I'm gonna say lower.
All right, he says lower than that. The actual number of married women whose husband are good cooks is 70. It is not lower.
Wow.
And again, Neil being right in the ballpark with that one. All right, but Neil, you've got control once again, and you have that 8.
Let's change it.
All right, the 8 goes away, and we replace it with a deuce.
Ah, perfect. Higher.
Going higher than the deuce, it's a 3.
Higher.
For another $1,000 and to become the new champion, higher than the 3, it's an 8. We have a new champion. Well done to you, Neil. You pick up another $1,000 for winning that matchup, and you now go up to $2,000. And you are going to be playing the money cards in just a moment. Once again, we have to say goodbye to yet another worthy champion. Aaron, my goodness, that run was unfortunately short-lived there.
Yeah, it was, but
hey, did you still have fun with us regardless?
Yes, I did.
Well, hey, Aaron, you are not going to be leaving out of here empty-handed. For this game in particular, you didn't win any rounds, but we're going to give you the house minimum of $500. And when we add that to the $8,400 that you picked up before, you leave us on this run here of Card Starts with a total of $8,900 for the season.
Right.
And We look forward to having you back on a future show to try to start a new run.
All right, I'll be back.
All right, that is Aaron Glenn, and Neil Sternitsky, you become our new champion. You got $2,000, but we're going to give you a few moments to breathe for a little bit because we're going to take another quick commercial break. But when we come back, Neil will be taking on the money cards for the first time. We will see how he does right after this here on Card Sharks. Stay with us. Welcome back to Card Sharks. We're here with another new champion, Neil Sternitsky, with $2,000, shutting out the previous champion, Aaron Glenn. Neil, how are you feeling after that?
Pretty good, gotta say.
I bet that win has got you fired up. You ready to win a whole lot of money here?
Oh yes, we all love money. Gimme.
All right, well, let's go ahead and get to it by playing the money cards. All right, Neil, so you are familiar with how this works, so we're just going to go ahead and get right into it. Here is your $200 of betting money, and let's get you some money here and start with your opening base card. You have a 10.
All right. Let's do $50 lower.
All right, keeping it going, the minimum bet, $50 lower than the 10. It's a 6.
All right. Let's change it with number 1.
All right, using the 1 change per row, the 6 goes away, and we replace it with another 6.
Well, that was useful. Let's do $50 higher.
All right, minimum bet again, $50 higher than the 6. No, it's a 5. You go down to $200, but you have a 5.
All right. Let's do $150 higher.
$150 higher than the 5. No, it's a deuce. You go back down to $50. However, we do move that deuce up to the next row and give you $400 of betting money, so you have $450 and a card you cannot lose on.
In James Holzhauer fashion, all the chips higher.
All $450 higher than the deuce. Oh my goodness, not this again. It is a push.
Great. Let's try that again. All the chips higher.
Oh, please don't be evil to us here. All 450 higher than the deuce. There you go, it's a 3.
And barely.
Barely higher. You have $900 in a 3, though.
$800 higher.
All right, going $800 higher than the 3. It's a 4. All right, Neil, we move that 4 up to the top row. You have $1,700. You must bet at least $850, but you can, of course, bet more, and you can change it. What is your call on this 4?
$1,500 higher.
All right, going $1,500. So you'll either have $200 or $3,200. If this card is higher than the 4, it's a 6. He's done it. $3,200. Nicely done there, Neil. We can add that to the 2,000 that you picked up in the main game. You have a 1-win total of $5,200. And the best part is you're just getting started because we will be looking forward to having you back on our next show to defend your title.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, but with that being said, folks, that is all the time we have for this episode of Card Sharks. We thank you so much for joining us. And with all that being said, until next time when the cards come shoveling our way once again and we see Neil back here to defend his championship, I'm your host, Jose Cáceres. We will see you next time for another episode of Card Sharks. Good night, everybody.